Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and today I have Omi with me. आज ओमी है मेरे साथ में and हम लोग 90s kids के लिए एक स्पेशल वीडियो बना रहे हैं जहाँ पे हम 90s के नॉस्टैल्जिया के गली में जाने वाले अभी फिलहाल we will be talking about 90s के cartoons. So strap in and let us take you back, time travel you back into the 90s. Are you ready, Omi? Yep. So let's talk about the cartoons that influenced us and hopefully we can draw out a top three list amongst all of it. तो सबसे पहले कार्टून की बात करना चाहता हूँ मैं जॉनी क्वेस्ट की. Thoughts about Johnny Quest?
Ahead of its time cartoon, man. Like I still sometimes see these reels that use the entrance music. Like what I remember episodes of it. Like, do you remember one episode that where they would go to Easter Island?
Yeah.
That Easter Island episode, and then they kind of connect with what actually they say about Easter Islands. That it was like what Easter Islands is something that the aliens came and they connected it. That episode. Then there was one more episode in which they go like into the body of a person. He's a tribal.
Correct.
They go into that body. Haji,
the Indian character, so, Indian representative.
Like human transportation and
AI. The villain was AI, like an artificial intelligence. And मतलब कब की बात करें तो कितने?
We are talking about a cartoon in the 90s.
90s में we saw it, but it was made much earlier, so you can imagine.
And you can't I just remember these episodes because we just started this discussion without even going back, and these are 2 to 3 episodes that are talking.
Yeah,
the cartoon is way ahead of its time.
What's your second? Second, Addams Family. ये Wednesday जो आया Netflix में, जो आजकल के Gen Zs बहुत देख रहे हैं. Wednesday.
I saw Wednesday because of my love for
Addams Family. Yeah.
Who's your favorite character in that?
I love Uncle Fester.
It's very difficult for me to say, who's a favorite character, but my favorite's only Wednesday, and that's why I love the fact that they did an entire series on with
Jenna or Sega.
But what about Thing?
Thing भी बहुत सही है, वो हाथ है ना.
I don't remember the character's name. You can help me out. It's the guy who had only hair.
Yeah. यार उसका क्या नाम था यार? वो अंकल था क्या वो?
He was uncle. I would. And if you remember his name, do put it down in the comments. Section, what is that uncle who had only hair on his?
Yeah, completely.
It was only about hair. Which is your favorite episode, if you remember?
ऐसा तो मुझे याद नहीं है यार, but I think when Wednesday goes to a normal school, I think वो when because Addams Family में they go and for them normal is haunted and bats and everything. I think एक episode है जहाँ पे लोग traditional way of इसमें जाते हैं.
Yeah.
Like they are the outcasts.
I remember.
So it's such a deep episode, man.
I loved this episode. It was very, I was searching it on YouTube. So basically, Lurch is trying to find out, Fester and Gomze are hiding. Oh. And Lurch always manages to fight them.
Yeah.
So even they hide in space, and that's where even Lurch comes in. So Lurch is a character whom we all feel is a butler. He can't speak, but man, what a brain! That's what they say. The way that the cartoon was, and how Gomez is portrayed, how Morticia is portrayed. It's like
मेरे को बटलर से याद है. गुड सेगवे. एक मैंने लिस्ट में लिखा नहीं था, बट रिची रिच तो याद है ना.
Dude, now you're taking me to a drive.
Yeah.
Richie Rich the movie.
The movie was very good.
The movie was very good.
Yeah.
But
अपना होम अलोन वाला ही था ना वो मैकले कल्किन. वही था ना रिची रिच.
Richie Rich was a
मैकडॉनल्ड्स घर के अंदर, मतलब क्या अलग ही जुनून था.
Don't you think we are all dreaming at that age to have a life like Richie Rich?
Of course.
It was beautiful. So Addams Family से हम अभी Richie Rich पे पहुंचे, so we won't lose track. But so your number 1 was Johnny Quest. Number 2 is Addams Family.
ये तो मैं अपन लिस्ट करें, top 3 तो अपन end में करेंगे.
Okay, so now
we'll just go through.
Okay, one more cartoon that you'd like to remember.
Centurions, Power Extreme.
Wind. No, sorry. Water, air, and land. And there's one more Centurion, if you know. Do you know, guys? There was an episode where I remember, which is not very telecasted widely, but it was a 4th Centurion. Yes. So if you tell me the fourth century in the comment, probably I'll meet you and give you something. But name us who's the fourth. But like I remember you were a fan of
Ace McCloud.
I loved water as a water. I'm a water animal then also now. So I was like, I don't know. I remember. I forgot his name.
क्या था उसका नाम मालूम है क्या?
He was a green. He used to wear the green.
Ace McCloud blue पहनता था.
Ace McCloud Jake used to wear the yellow one. He used to be the land
bike में.
And our actually he was a sort of
Max का C वाला Max.
He was like a water expert.
Again ahead of its time because it shows androids like आज अभी Elon Musk को microchip लेके आने वाला है.
Exactly. Do you know that set of cartoons was something else? It was Centurions. It was like there was Jordan, there was Johnny Quest. There had a separate set of a name for these cartoons. Correct. Apart from the cartoons, because
Hanna-Barbera I think that's what different IP
different. So, but Centurions was way ahead of its time. I remember some episodes of it very vividly where the villains kind of create something which is very close to their nemesis, but still why the Centurions win over it is not just because of technology, correct, but because they have the they have a right heart. They're fighting for something which is really good, correct. That's what the cartoons always taught us, that the good guys
will win over. And the next cartoon I'm going to talk, it's coming, it's the Swat Kats. अपना personal favorite. I don't think so. If अगर आप SWAT Kats के fan हो तो आप हमारे tribe के member हो, because what to say about SWAT Kats fan? I think ये शाम को 4 बजे को आता था या 4:30 बजे, और वो देखने के बाद अपन ग्राउंड में खेलने आते थे cricket.
I will tell you my schedule was like we used to have school from 7 to 1:30, 1:30 to 2:30. Watch the cartoons, whatever is coming. Rush to the tuitions that used to happen from 2:30 to 4. Correct. Then you said we used to be back by when SWAT Kats was telecasted. Then watch 4 to 4:35, and then we used to come down to play cricket. Ground 5 to 6, and then
5 to 7. उसके बाद hands up.
उसके बाद hands up छोड़, अगर घर पे आके अपने कार्टून लगा नेटवर्क लगाया तो वापस फटके पड़ते थे. So so that was like an era of to remember. Like, SWAT Kat was. Chalo, apart from Razor and T-Bone, who was one character that you tell me your favorite villain of SWAT?
I have
a personal favorite.
There is Dark Cat, Dr. Viper, Past Master.
He always wanted to bring in that past back. Like, you remember that kind of gold that used to
ये Avengers में जब Loki और Thanos वो लेके आता ना, वो first वाले Avengers में वैसे.
Just imagine, like SWAT Kats, like they were doing all this stuff then. Like Dark Cat is awesome, but I think Past Master is
Dr. Viper का comes to backstory बहुत सही है.
I remember when T-Bone had turned into a reptile due to some mind or something. Oh God, crazy. SWAT Kats was like, it was like different. I just hope they make a movie on it.
I really
if they make a movie on SWAT Kats, whom would you cast from Hollywood? T-Bone. It doesn't need to. Like, we don't need to actually make them cats, but we can just make them as humans. What's the background of the story, right? They crash the plane and I don't know.
Correct. I would definitely cast अपना this guy Deadpool वाला, वो नाम क्यों, Ryan Reynolds as the other guy, as Razor. But T-Bone के लिए has to Rob McElhenney, मतलब इन लोग, Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds have this show called Welcome to Wrexham. They own a football club. So, and they are good friends. I don't think so they've done a project together, but if they were making SWAT Kats, they would make a good Razor and T-Bone, I feel, because both of them have a real life friendship wala chemistry, and both of them are equally funny and can do action as well. So I think इन लोग दोनों एकदम अच्छा cast रहेगा. What about you?
That's why I am not kind of thinking on whom they'll cast. I totally, but I feel someone like what I want is, it has to be, when they make it has to be a human kind of a thing. So what Kats was
तो human ही तो Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds.
No, that's what my point was like.
अच्छा animation नहीं चाहिए तुझे?
Yes. Like how they made these Tom Cruise का जो अभी series आया है.
Right.
So I don't know. मेरे को ऐसा specifics मेरे को इतना मैंने सोचा नहीं है. But definitely for T-Bone, I want some. I know you'll laugh at this, but I want someone like Vin Diesel.
It's all about family.
I know, but I knew you didn't need to relate them to family. But T-Bone needs to be muscular. And I don't know. I'm really sorry to bring in something, but do you think, like Mirzapur mein jaise Ali Faisal and this guy Vikrant Massey were casted. It has to be a mix of like that. You can't have just you can't just have brains. You need to have long also. So T-Bone is probably someone like Vin Diesel who has that one. Who has the muscular build, that thing. And for Razor, I need someone intelligent. So I don't know. For me, I forget his name, but this guy who was he was in Inception. Who was the right hand guy for Leo.
वो अपना Robin जो था.
He's a Robin in even I don't mind the casting. I'm sorry, just correct me if I forget his name. The guy who was the main lead of अपना ये नोलन वाला जो मूवी आया था यार अभी Oscars.
क्या ये किलियन मर्फी बोल रहे
थे? Cillian Murphy is
Oppenheimer.
I don't know. I like Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy तो बहुत सही है. तो नोलन को दे दे बनाने के लिए, उसने वैसे बैटमैन तो बनाया मस्त.
So it would be a dream if Nolan makes, because who he'll cast. So now you just input it in me. I was like, I want Nolan to make Swat Kats.
Christopher Nolan, if you're watching or listening, because I'm also going to put this as a podcast, so maybe there'll be a lot of audio listeners. So if you're listening also, please. हम 90s kids के लिए एक SWAT Kats का.
So I fixed my casting right now. Cillian Murphy as T-Bone and Vin Diesel as.
I'm still going with the Welcome to Wrexham guys.
Cillian Murphy as Razor and Vin Diesel as
T-Bone. Interesting. Okay.
A lot of people.
SWAT Kats, यहाँ पे दिल पे एक ये है. And sticking to cats for the next two cartoons, quickly we'll go across. What about Top Cat? Again, very different cartoon, not a very popular cartoon. But very, very different cartoon.
Very different.
And it was very well made. Like, it showed the whole New York mafia style, but in the cat wala scenario. So I really found it very hilarious.
Top Cat, I think I have seen all the episodes, but I don't remember. It's not something which I was a very good. But yeah, as I said, the way that New York was shown in the cartoon is absolutely great.
And this one, though, obviously, Tom and Jerry, when you're talking about classic cat-mouse combinations, is an all-time classic. You can go anytime and watch it whenever you're feeling down and low. Just take bar Tom and Jerry YouTube and dekh lo and you're sorted.
It's evergreen, eternal, and you can't just. We don't need to discuss that cartoon.
Yeah, we don't need to. But I still have this very favorite episode when Tom and this other cat are trying to impress this girl. So you really feel bad for Tom, dude.
Like I don't want to sound but Tom, that's what what I always wanted to ask you is, what do you think Tom does when he catches Jerry?
There is a cartoon which was made, like a parody that was made on something very similar, which is Roadrunner and Coyote.
Right.
Okay, so when Roadrunner finally catches Coyote, his life has got no meaning.
Exactly.
और उसके बाद में ना वो काफी controversial है, तो I didn't want to go into details of it, but there is a link if you just search on YouTube, what happens after Coyote catches Roadrunner. It's a very, very funny thing, very dark but very funny. But basically that's what they're trying to say. The life का meaning उनको वही था कि they both torment each other.
That's what I feel. Like, I always, without referring Google, I always gave it a thought, when you remember in college, we used to have our growing up times, as creative, we both have that creative thing.
Yeah.
What I always felt is, if Tom caught Jerry, he would just let him go.
Correct.
Because the fun and everything on the agenda is the run.
Correct.
Not the capture.
So this was the basis of the story Memento of Christopher Nolan, जिसके बाद वो तमिल में आया गजनी बनके, और जो आमिर खान ने उसको it's an off topic thing. I'm very sorry, but the Indian movie industry has ruined Memento. But Memento का यही story है कि एक बार वो पकड़ लिया तो life has got no meaning. But we are going to different parallel. Let's stick to 90s
the
cartoons.
Only best thing about Gajini I remember is the actress who no longer is in the industry.
Off topic. Let's come back to the 90s. Okay, next two cartoons I'm going to bring you are together. It's the Flintstones and the Jetsons.
You talk about Flintstones, I'll take Jetsons because Flintstones is beautiful.
Very beautiful.
But Jetsons, way ahead of its time, man. Like, seriously, like flying cars and the kind of the automation systems that they had at their homes, you know, everything. Like,
मैंने एक मीम ने देखा कि जो जेटसन्स का जो हम लोग बोलते सिम्पसन्स predated everything, but जेटसन्स में भी also a lot of things like which we're using right now, like Skype, online calling, online classes, automation, as you said. So you know ये सब एक they've already shown a very futuristic scenario, and
absolutely.
And I absolutely like the relationship with his boss George Jetson and Mr. Sprocket. So it's a very nice dynamic that both of them have.
Yes.
And even the robot Rosie, the robot.
Let's bring in a more creative ideas of it. Why do you think Jetsons was always in the air?
I think because the ground will be ruined, right? Eventually.
Probably what I was, again in my growing years, what I thought is probably there was some nuclear arms, sort of a war that happened between countries. That the ground was totally polluted, destroyed, like something like a Chernobyl scene thing happened.
Correct.
That it was very difficult to survive out there. Probably oxygen levels out there, diminished or something like that. That the entire thing used to happen in the air, like in
floating houses and everything.
Floating houses,
flying cars.
I always used to wonder, what if the car ran out of fuel and it had to come down below a sort of a certain level.
भाई तू बचपन को जो अलग ही लेवल पे सुनता तो
नहीं, मैं वो देखता था कॉलेज में. I used to think, can we make such cartoons or such creativity?
We should actually.
That was my kind of thing. Why can't we as Indians, we couldn't think what Hanna-Barbera did?
True.
What kind of a creativity? Flintstones, man.
So what I love about Flintstones is how they've used the old technology. Like there's a very primitive calculator. तो एक bird आके टक 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 ये करता है, या कोई जानवर है जो आके instead of a tractor it's a जानवर, and the car जो Fred Flintstone हमें पैर से करता है. So funny.
That bowling, the bowling, man. Like that ball, if you throw it on somebody's face, you lose his face. In that
I love the relationship between the four of them, Fred, Vilma, Barney.
I love Pebbles. Like the most cutest character after Bubbles for me. Like Bubbles is my favorite character across the Cartoon Network multiverse. Like so.
And the crossover episode between both of them, and Flintstones go to the Jetsons world and Jetsons come to Flintstones world, is also both ahead of its time. It was like what if Jani Dushman went into a different multiverse of.
I don't remember. Do you remember that was an episode where the Flintstones meet the Jetsons?
Yeah. I want to
watch that. Like
watch it, because it's like Jetsons come to the Stone Age and Flintstones go into the future.
I need to watch it, and if you guys want to watch it, then we'll share the link on the comments.
Okay, next, again 3 cartoons we'll do together, since you already brought up Bubbles, Zexu, Powerpuff Girls, Mojo. एक बंदे ने अपना करियर बनाया वो नाम लेके, मोजो रोजो करके. बकवास जोक मार के बकवास जोक बना के करियर बनाया उसने वो नाम लेके.
You don't want people to visit this, like don't do that. So yeah, Powerpuff Girls, the way that they were created.
Chemical X.
Let's not kind of but still, in the 90s, did we ever kind of think about women empowerment, feminism? But it was already there, man. As girls, what an idea. And I remember a few episodes that are my favorite. One is where like my favorite character is Bubbles all across the cartoon universe. She's very kind of sweet, very cute, and it shows that like I don't know, I am in love with Bubbles all my life. So but one episode where she becomes tough, and she shows that she can really be more powerful.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. Like they've always shown that she is the softest one.
Yes,
but empathy is equally important.
Are the ones I think probably are the most strongest.
Correct.
Then I think was it Mojo Jojo who makes those guys boys pop of
most of them, because Mojo Jojo was the first child of the professor, and it's a sad backstory. But next cartoon quickly, Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory, smartest boy you'll ever see. But did he lose?
I always thought, can I make a room in my
I know, with a secret lab.
A secret lab room. I have a secret room, man. Like he has a lab.
But because of that, there was an interest in science, because Dexter's Laboratory definitely helped a lot of kids to discover that curiosity. Like even Nickelodeon में cartoon आता Jimmy Neutron, उसका भी वैसा ही था कि very science and I don't know if we're nerds or geeks, but I think for us we developed a interest in science because of these cartoons. But Dexter's Lab was also a very awesome cartoon. Quickly, same genre में 2 cartoons, Johnny Bravo and Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Mama!
You're actually again ahead of its time, okay? Single parent raising Johnny Bravo.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the deep meaning behind all the humor and comedy and the antics that Johnny Bravo does. Courage the Cowardly Dog again. You face your biggest fears.
Yes.
Such a nice and deep cartoon, very beautiful cartoon to watch. Okay, we'll quickly go through some other cartoons that I have written down. Wacky Races, Dastardly and Muttley. What do you feel about that?
What a beautiful showing that the masters are dumb but the dogs are smarter. Love that part, man.
What I like is Dastardly है ना, एक रेस जीतता है, okay? उसमें वो चीटिंग करता है और वो लोग टेक्नोलॉजी से उसको रूल आउट करते हैं कि उसने ऐसा एक आँख है कुत्ते हाथ है कुत्ते से डाला था उसने, so funny. And all the other racers also, so like there is some, okay, because the cartoons were made like way back. Penelope Pitstop,
yeah,
so उसको ऐसा दिखाया कि she's just obsessed with beauty and she's got like a makeup thing coming off her car. It's a bit misogynistic, but anyways, it was made in a different era, and it was so funny, like because whatever Dastardly and Muttley tried. And that तू कर सकते मटली का लाभ.
Dude, it's like that was like I don't even know. It was like actually it was like that was like so authentic. Like he used to mutter, it's like he used to just, and the name also, like he used to Muttley,
do something. Wow. Okay, moving on to the next cartoon, Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes where you had all these guys, Bugs Bunny and
Daffy Duck
and all these guys. Very okay cartoon. मतलब मेरे को तो उतना खास लगता नहीं था, but it was a very popular cartoon of its time.
And like I think the best part about Looney Tunes was it was very short.
Yeah, very short.
So they never used to kind of get into you.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch like half an hour.
Correct. And another cartoon, Popeye the Sailor Man.
Whoa, dude, like
he made Spinach School.
I still eat palak paneer only because of
Popeye. Oh yeah, it was too funny, and I think it also showed, right? I mean, he was always so the whole love triangle between Popeye, Pluto, and Olive was extremely funny.
Do you remember the names of the nephews of Popeye?
हाँ वो ऐसे 3 थे ना.
Popeye, and like what? All were rhyming with Popeye. Like they were not nephews, they were like sons of Popeye and Olive, were they?
अरे वो spinach खा के उसका जो muscle आता है.
I still haven't got those muscles.
तू spinach खाता नहीं है इसलिए.
I eat meaty.
Donald's are. Okay, last 2 cartoons on my list. Then we'll take some random cartoons that you recall. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0.
Let me tell you a secret. I still watch Captain Planet on YouTube. I watch episodes of it. Like, it's my all-time favorite.
It is. Like, it was really
what
good,
a beautiful cartoon. Like
Gaia, the spirit of the earth, and
earth, fire, wind, water,
heart.
I know you were a big fan of Heart. Like, what was that guy's name?
Mati. That is because he could communicate to animals, and he could, he had one power which, if you look at the whole powers that were there, was it on paper it seems useless. एक के पास fire था, very powerful. Earth, पूरा earth को था, wind, water. उसमें 4 elements. What is heart?
Dude, heart is the most powerful. Like,
exactly.
You can, I don't know, like, what was his power? Instilling,
he could talk to animals.
He could talk to animals, but I'm sure that he could even reach out to humans.
Humans also, yeah. He's like change of heart, basically. He could do that.
See, I want that power now.
For a different use, for a different video, I know. But Captain Planet himself,
I remember a lot of episodes. There was one episode where they make actually like kind of these super like the villains become super villains.
Yeah,
with the rings,
Captain Pollution.
Captain Pollution comes in. What a beautiful episode. It was a 2 series episode.
Correct.
Then there was this episode where I don't know, Captain Planet loses his power.
Correct. मैं तो कचरा फेंकना बंद कर दिया बाहर because of Captain Planet.
Then there's one more episode I know
that
that Wheeler goes into a dream where he sees that they what happens in case of 50 years and
correct. The earth burns.
The earth burns.
What climate change का message उन्होंने इतने साल पहले दे दिया था when probably most of the people are not aware. अभी भी लोग deny करते हैं, but climate change is real, guys. And the last cartoon on my list that I made is the Scooby-Doo universe, which is a very vast universe because there is एक तो normal Scooby-Doo है, फिर Scooby-Doo के इसमें बहुत सारे Laugh Olympics है जो where they compete as teams. बाकी कैरेक्टर्स भी आते हैं, बैटमैन रॉबिन भी आते हैं इसमें.
If you're like because I was reading a bit about it. So Scooby-Doo Laugh Olympics has Scooby-Doo, Yogi Bear, and I think Muttley. So these
wacky races का भी आता है, Yogi Bear, Yogi Yahoo.
So it's the Laugh Olympics. There are three teams. Scooby-Doo is the captain, Yogi Bear is the captain, and I think Muttley is the captain.
Dastardly is the captain.
Yeah, Dastardly. I think the Rottens. I don't know. The Rottens was the name for the guys.
Correct.
There were other two guys also, but this was one. And the ones that you're talking about where the Addams Family crossover with Scooby-Doo, then there is
Batman Robin
come with Scooby-Doo, and there is one more this car this
Globetrotters basketball team.
Exactly, the basketball team that comes and meets Scooby-Doo. So this is the new Scooby-Doo movies. It used to be a 2 to 3.
It's a long one. Normal Scooby-Doo episodes were 30 minutes or
yeah, but this was wonderful.
But Scooby-Doo again, but you know that Shaggy ka whole fact, right? Like his favorite name is Mary Jane and he keeps on eating. There's a lot of hint there.
Absolutely. That is the most beautiful part. What creative guys.
Very creative.
What they kind of want to, show behind as you told us, Mary Jane and Shaggy connection.
Yeah.
So many kind of things that these guys.
The message there is that again, people are just putting on masks. They are monsters in the front, but if you remove the mask, there's just a human who's got something that's unfulfilled or some other desire.
What a cartoon.
It's a beautiful cartoon, very, very strong. So let's wrap it up quickly. Anything else that you're remembering, jo aur koi cartoons yaad hai?
If you're randomly remembering cartoons, what about Birdman? You remember
Birdman?
That was a big cartoon.
Blue Falcon and Dog Wonder bhi tha, wo bhi alag tha. It was like, Blue Falcon was a Batman-like character, Dog Wonder was his sidekick.
Yeah, this was
Blue Falcon and Dog Wonder. Where?
And then there was, I don't know, there's so many cartoons that we just started discussing.
Batman was the future hai, wo to alag hi hai. Anime तो एक पूरा different genre है जहाँ पे.
Let's not start about Ninja Robots. Like I can tell you which was the first cartoon that I watched. But the last cartoon that has stayed with me was Ninja Robots.
Yeah.
We saw the like I have seen
the entire thing.
From the first episode till the episode where they return to Mars. As you told, like it was
the alien princess.
That's what started.
Yeah, so I think that's about it for all the cartoons. हम लोग quickly ये video wrap करेंगे. तेरा top 3 cartoons फटाफट बता ले होगी. Your top 3 starting from third.
Starting from third will be Swat Kats. Second will be Scooby-Doo. And number 1 is really the last cartoon that I saw. Probably that is the first anime that hit Cartoon Network is Ninja Robots.
Wow, that's a good list to have. My top 3, I'll start with Centurions as number 3, Swat Kats as number 2, and number 1 is Captain Planet because Captain Planet, aaj bhi yaar, it's so relevant and it's going to be for the future as well. So, if you're a kid, you definitely should watch cartoon. We should watch Captain Planet, and अगर आप 90s के बच्चे हो तो definitely go back and watch all the cartoons that we've just discussed. If you have any favorites, your top 3s, comment section is open. We'll try to get back to all of you. Just comment करो यार, and अगर आपको ऐसा content पसंद है तो चैनल को support करने के लिए subscribe का बटन hit करो और वो bell icon दबाइए. So it'll really help us come a long way as well. And any final thoughts you want to share, Obi, before we close this video? 90s was the best era, wasn't it?
At least for cartoons.
It was the best era. ये Gen Z's कभी
You can't make cartoons like those ones on the Cartoon Network.
That's true. Gen Z's kabhi, they can't even dream about the childhood that we had, us millennials had, So I think,
You're making comments like this, you're gonna lose a lot of Gen Z followers.
नहीं यार मैं मजाक कर रहा था ये ऐसे चलते रहते हैं हम लोग के बीच में.
But yeah, the cartoons that are on 90s, you can't compete with them.
That's true.
Creativity and learning all in one.
All in one. All in one. All right. That's it for the video. See you guys in another video sometime soon. That's Omi. This is Ajay and we are signing off for today. Ciao, ciao.